Welcome back. TripAdvisor named a bed and breakfast in Illinois #1 in the United States, #2 in the world. It's not in a Victorian home or old farmhouse. This award-winning spot for hospitality is in a jail. Galena preserves the spirit of another age.
The biggest treasure in our collection is this painting called Peace and Union.
Nancy Breed is the director of the local history museum. She says the wrecking ball of urban renewal never reached the town, and that helped preserve the 19th century charm.
Over the last 4 decades, all of Main Street is now rehabbed and looks very similar to what it was when Ulysses Grant and Abraham Lincoln walked down these streets.
But so did the vagrants, drunks, and pickpockets who would spend time thinking of their misdemeanors in the Joe Davis County Jail.
So now we're up on the 4th floor.
After years of restoration, Matthew Carroll turned it into the Jail Hill Inn.
Turning it from this place that people didn't want to be, of course, to now the #1 bed and breakfast in the country.
TripAdvisor named it #1 in the U.S. and #2 in the world. People stay for the luxury, but they come for the backstory of life behind bars. In 1954, Joe Davis County Sheriff Emma Grebner was the only female sheriff in the nation. She took over the job from her husband.
She somehow gathered the nickname Two Gun Emma.
Grebner is one of many law officers who, like the innkeeper, won rave reviews for hospitality in this building that dates back to 1879. Prisoners were pretty happy with the way Sheriff Milton Vincent and his family treated them during their involuntary stays. The jailer and his family would live on the 2nd floor, while male prisoners occupied the 3rd floor and the rare female prisoner on the 4th floor. This was not Alcatraz. How about this headline from 1946? Talented prisoner turns jail into beauty spot. Merle Sankey spent 6 months for passing fraudulent checks. He turned gray cell walls into colorful murals of wooded hillsides. He even painted a trap door in the ceiling. Edward Lester wrote poetry here in 1889. Until then, in the gallant city of Galena, where fame has told its tale, I must remain a prisoner in the Joe Davis County Jail. In 1893, a young couple, William and Minnie, were arrested for vagrancy. They asked to get married there after their one night behind bars.
It really wasn't a scary place.
LaDon Tross worked at the jail during the 1970s. There was no training. They just gave him a badge and a squad car.
Sometimes the jailer would come up and just sit and have coffee with the prisoners, and it was a friendly atmosphere.
But every once in a while, an inmate would take advantage of that trust and hospitality.
We got in the dumbwaiter. It had a series of ropes inside, and he let himself down, and out the door he went. And just then there was an old pickup truck that was going in the same direction down Meeker Street, and I stopped him, jumped on his running board, and I said, "Follow that guy," you know, and I leaped off the side of the truck and tackled him. I mean, I was young then, you know.
This was LaDon Tross' first time back since the jail was turned into the Jail Hill Inn.
The dispatch area was off this way. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I never expected to see anything like this when I walked in. I was just shocked.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the original beams.
Instead of hiding beams behind drywall, he keeps them exposed, along with brick ceilings, evidence of a historic building. The cells were torn out in the 1980s, and the building sat vacant for years, but Carroll saw something worth preserving.
A little dining area, beautiful views looking out over Galena here.
Prisoners carved their names on the windowsill. We don't know Curly's story, but his name endures beyond his incarceration. While carving his name, Curly would have had a remarkable view of Galena, except for the iron bars on the window.
staying on the 3rd floor, you can really see some incredible views of the town, views I had never seen even growing up here until I got in this building. If you would have told me 6 years ago that you're going to buy the jail and convert it and live in it, it's like, what? But it's people's attention certainly, and probably all my guests have never stayed in jail before, so they're excited for the opportunity to stay in a jail.